gentlemen, to ATXAF sub podcast. Scotch is starting to feel a little warm. Starting to feel it now. So we have with us Kirsten Lynn. She goes by Kierlyn.
Kierlyn.
And is it K-I-E or E-I?
Oh, I don't follow the rule. E-I.
K-E-I.
E-I.
It's I before E except after K.
Right.
Except after Kierlyn.
Right.
Yeah.
Only then.
Yeah.
So Kierlyn is a fashion. She's here for our Fresh AF.
AF.
You know, we like to talk about Austin fashion.
Right.
We like to talk about what's on the streets.
Yeah.
And you are a stylist, if I remember correctly,
Okay.
right?
Correct.
Right on.
And
It's pretty nice. It's pretty fun.
so I want you to start with your background and then come up to, because I just saw this on your Instagram. She is in a magazine in Dallas, just a whole feature article on this girl.
Really?
So we are amongst greatness.
Yes, that's right.
Right now.
That's awesome.
I can't
So
even.
we're just gonna be quiet,
Okay.
because
Shh.
it's
I'm the oldest of 4 girls.
Okay.
And then my mom is the oldest of 5 girls. And
Oh, wow.
That's
yeah,
a lot
and so
of girls.
a lot of girls,
Yeah.
which means also a lot of cousins, and they are also girls. The majority of them
Oh,
too.
man.
wow, genetics.
I
know.
know.
You're crazy.
But naturally, just with our just our family unit and how close we are, I've just watched my aunts be entrepreneurs,
Okay.
and my grandparents. They're in the cosmetology field. My grandfather was a well-known architect in Dallas, and then he built my grandmother a cosmetology school.
Cool.
Yeah, and so from there, their children had different gifts, from like art to teaching to cosmetology and owning salons. And so we just watched that as kids, my sisters and I, and my cousins. And so I don't know, I kind of got interested in art and fashion. And it was weird because like when I was younger, all my parents would do is put up like all my sister's artwork and everything, just like all over the house. I never saw my artwork in the house the light of day. So I didn't really understand my gift as far as in fashion and loving like the aspects of like texture and colors until I got to undergrad, until I got to college. I studied studio art and graphic design. I was a dual major.
Cool.
Because I was playing collegiate volleyball as well. So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I wasn't able to completely jump into
Right.
fashion, and anyone that is like going through that recruiting process as a athlete in high school to college, they do understand it is tough. Like if you have a passion for a certain major, don't really,
Right.
if you're, really talented and you're going for like scholarships, it's not opportunities out there.
Where did you go to school?
I went to Jackson State. It's in Mississippi.
Okay.
It was really exciting.
Yeah.
Won 2 championships.
No, not only a feature in
Right.
Dallas.
Featured in Dallas. This is
That's
a
right.
national
Two-time
champion.
volleyball
champion.
Listen, I have to say it
Yeah.
everywhere I go because I am who I am because
She's
of
not
it.
wearing her championship ring, though.
I really am.
that's-
It's too
it's
blingy.
too big. It's too big.
Huge.
Yeah,
Both
yeah,
of them.
Fuck, man, I'd have one here. One here.
I know.
I would just introduce
Put 'em on my
myself,
neck.
people like,
Right.
what's
Right.
up?
Yeah, right?
Time?
Right. Listen, I promise. If I could, I would just have like little glass, just
Right.
crowns over them, so
Right.
nothing would happen
That's
to them
right.
as I walked
That's right.
around.
That's right.
But with going into that and ending my like senior year and going into like adulthood, I was studying fashion through school anyways, and I had a passion for like styling, and thrifting's big in Austin, and so that really hit, especially when I was like a junior in college. So graduating and like, okay, what am I gonna do when I get home? I'm not like most of the kids who know they're gonna go into certain occupations in certain areas. Like I'm like, okay, I'm an art kid. We're not considered cool. We're not considered like successful immediately.
Right.
So, how am I gonna get this? So I got an opportunity with a really awesome retail business and learned the ins and out of business and learned the ins and out
Okay.
of fashion. I realized I was like, okay, I want to become a creative director for a fashion show.
Okay.
And that's going to require me to know the knowledge of product. That's going to require me to know how to style. That's going to require me to know the ins and out of how productions run. So I've been with the company for about 3 years. I have gone up and down the spectrum. So I've been able to learn all there is to know about like businesses, like how to run it, how to like understand the customer, aka clientele, and then how to, style based off of what a customer is looking for and needing. But then naturally, entrepreneurship.
Right.
Saw my family do it, just drawn to it. And so I immediately kind of researched and started learning. I'm like, okay, I'm coming back to Austin from Mississippi, and I don't have any of the same friends. I don't have any of the same passions that I did before. I need to meet people in my field.
Okay.
And I need to meet people who are just like me, who, have a passion for something, especially in the art world, but, want to know how to succeed in, like, the business world.
Which is often two different mind frames.
For sure.
It completely is.
Yeah. It's very difficult to be successful. Like, to have the brain that can work in both fields.
Exactly.
Creative and entrepreneurial.
Yeah, exactly. It's difficult.
You have to be a Gemini.
That's right. Yeah. Or a Pisces.
Because I'm a Libra, and we don't give up.
No,
but like,
no. Yeah, you just need some guidance.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are you doing now?
Two things. So I started my brand. It's a consulting agency, and it's called Kier. I'm basically doing a variety of different stylings just to help men and women live a more fashionable life. So whether that's like virtual styling or personal shopping or styling for certain events or anything like that, there's that. And then I also, bringing to the topic of what I was just discussing about like really meeting people in my field and like meeting more entrepreneurs to kind of gain that knowledge, I was like, if I could get that, and I'm getting successful with that, let me create that opportunity for other people.
Oh, yeah.
So I created a group off of an idea randomly called Creative Collectives of ATX. And I wanted to build the bridge between local businesses and entrepreneurs that are coming up in Austin. And so naturally, as artists, we need moments in time outside of like client work to just be able to have that creative freedom, to have some fun, to like practice almost, to just really get to be with other people who are just like us. Maybe we have different paths, we have families, maybe married, we may be from different cities coming into Austin and been here for a couple of years, but we can find a similarity. And if I'm great and you're great, we do great work together.
Oh, and whenever you find great minds and collective minds, the sum of the whole is always greater than its parts.
Oh, for
Absolutely.
sure.
And so to create that atmosphere, whiteboarding sessions, things like that, creating together, pushing other people, it's some of the greatest things I've ever been able to be a part of.
Yeah.
And especially as an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
what tends to happen with either artists or entrepreneurs is we get something in our mind, and in our mind, whatever that is the greatest thing. And there's nothing better. There's nothing, and it's important to have that drive and that belief in yourself.
Yeah.
But then to have those other individuals around you that can sharpen that idea.
Yeah.
I for example, with ATXAF, I recently had somebody come in that is in the Instagram scene here, that's also a social media coach, and sat down with her, and she just was like, boom, 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 boom. And I was just like, I know this, but you're right. I kind of forgot it.
Yeah.
And I went,
sure.
I called him up, and I was like, hey, dude, we need to go this way and that way and make some changes.
For sure.
And it's always important to have that. There's a.
I think for me as a writer, a filmmaker, a comedian, like having somebody that is not involved in that and saying, hey, this is my idea, and just like talking to them about it, it opens up my mind to so many things that if I was around the same people who have the same interests as me, I would never get that perspective.
Yeah.
And I would never be able to take that extra leap into something that is outside of the realm. Like, I can make something great for another filmmaker, you know, but who cares about that? Because I need to talk to many people at once. And
and when that person goes, well, how does this work? Or what about that?
Right.
And then you go,
I forgot to mention the character's name, you know?
Right. Because that's important. And it's like, it's cool because like with kind of what we're doing at Creative Collectives, like for example, like we have moments where we'll be doing photo shoots for like a brand or for a restaurant or something like that. And naturally, you want to prep and have a plan. But whenever we have like the night before photo shoots, I have my photographer, I have my hairstylist, I have my makeup artist, I have the models, anybody that can show up, and not the entire crew, but just enough to where I can get the right outfit based off the lighting, based off the makeup, based off the hairstyle, based off the vision that we're coming in, and different inputs is going to create a perfect, seamless, beautiful puzzle just from everyone's different piece. So
you talked about like some of the things that you've had the opportunity to be a part of. Is there anything that that's out there that we would go, oh, I've heard of that, or you had a part of that, or
let me think.
Something, really cool that, because everybody has that thing where they're like, well, I mean, it's no big deal, but, I mean, I do style Matthew McConaughey.
Right.
I'll just say this. I've had the opportunity to do some pretty great things and meet some pretty awesome people, and so Just
Okay.
stay tuned.
Okay, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Stay
So
tuned.
if you're watching this, check out the Instagram right now, and you might see some amazing things.
Yeah, you really will. I promise you will. It's gonna get better and better.
I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna have an episode where she's
She's
gonna
gonna
make us
call
over.
in.
No, we're gonna have an episode where she's gonna make us over.
That would be so cool. And you know what? I would even challenge you guys. I would even say you can even come up with like a concept or a crazy like idea. Like, okay, it's this day, it's this degree outside.
Okay.
You can't use denim, and we're in this type of
like-
scenery. Like, give me anything,
like
and I'll.
it.
Have you
I
been on
know.
America's Next Top Designer?
Yeah,
or whatever?
right.
Is that
Which one is that? Top cut.
Listen.
I don't know the name of that show, but it's like America's Next Top Designer.
Yeah.
Yes, you
She
talking about
wants-
Project One, right?
Project
Yeah.
Runway.
Yes.
That's it.
Project
Not top
She,
cut.
she
No.
wants us to do a little project
Listen,
runway for
Yeah,
her.
if you
she
put me
wants
to
She's
the
like,
test.
you guys are so easy.
Yeah, like come on.
Like,
you look
first
like
of all-
clowns already.
First of all, the rap shirts go, buddy.
First of all, I work really well
You may
under pressure.
You may not touch the beard. That's why
Yeah,
the beard stays.
And I'm not growing hair.
I'm
So,
totally listen.
I'll do a wig though.
You do.
I promise you guys, I'm gonna get so like I'm gonna understand exactly who you guys are by the end of this.
I like it.
And then when this comes
don't
and you
like-
guys
I don't-
have this concept for me, I'm gonna
We're
be
doing
ready.
it. So this fall we're launching like an out of studio show.
Yeah.
Where we're
We're coming to your
we're-
shop.
Yeah, we're coming.
ready.
We're hitting the streets.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
We're gonna take it, make it grimy.
Listen, that would be a whole nother level. Super grimy.
HEXAF grimy.
This is
We're,
crazy.
I know we're gonna look really hard for this
Grimy.
location. It's gonna be like it's gonna look grimy, but right next to it's gonna
Yeah,
be like a
exactly.
brand new
I
set
know.
of
Yeah,
condos.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
that's Austin.
That
you're
is
like
Austin.
you're like, hi, I'm in the grimy part of Austin,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then the
yeah,
camera pans 3 inches and
Yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah.
$450,000
Yeah, exactly.
condos.
Exactly. Yeah.
Excuse us.
Thank you so much for coming.
No, absolutely.
great
Pay
having you.
attention to her Instagram.
That's right. Big
She
things.
said Beyonce's gonna be on there.
That's right. That's
Listen,
right.
you heard him. you heard him.
Queen Bee
Queen Bee.
on Kierland.
That's right.
She's styling her up for the Grammys.
That's it.
Cannot wait. Listen, that day that happens, I will make sure that they personally reach out to both of you.
There we go, because
That's
we've
it.
spoken into
That's it.
existence.
That's it. We did
Yeah,
it.
it's because you spoke
That's
into
it.
this.
There
I'd
we
not
go.
go too far. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
we're good.
absolutely.
Thank you, folks. Fresh
Thank you, guys.
AF.
Thank y'all
Thank
so
you,
much
Kieran,
for
for
having
coming
me.
out.
Y'all were
Thank
awesome.
Let's go. Good night, everybody.